I don't really want to do this question. I'm so sure if I give you time, there's a question here. Tunafanya swali gani? May 2017 question 3. May 2017 question number 3. May 2017 question number 3. So ladies and gentlemen, if I give you time, you go and work on this question later on. I want to believe all of us will be able to get that 665. If you're not able to get it, then Mwalimu should be able to do that standard deviation later. So that is skill number 1 that you need for you to be able to be thorough in terms of hypothesis test. Skill number 2 is the normal, mentioned there, the normal distribution. Skill number 2 is what we call the normal distribution. Skill number 2. For us to be able to handle these hypothesis questions, so we need the normal distribution. So the normal distribution ni ile kale ka ugali kamluya. Ka ugali kamluya. Kale ka ugali ambao mluya anajua kupika vizuri sana. Inakaa namna hiyo. So remember, a normal distribution is a probability density function. A normal distribution is a probability density function, into bracket a PDF is a probability density function into bracket there, a PDF whose total area under the curve, whose total area under the curve is 1. Whose total area under the curve is what here? Is 1. It's a PDF, a probability density function. Whose total area, if you add all this area using integration, the area under the curve must always be equal to 1. Must always be equal to, so it's a PDF. If someone tells you to describe a normal probability distribution, it's a probability density function whose total area under the curve is 1. Whose total area under the curve is 1. So ladies and gentlemen, tell us there that it is a symmetrical distribution. It is a distribution that is what here? Symmetrical, which can be cut into 2 equal parts. So in this case here, we are saying there that the mean falls at the middle. The mean falls at the middle. So the mean, what we shall be calling x bar or mu, falls at the middle, and since the total area is 1, then this side here will be 0.5, and then the other side will be what here? Will be 0.5. So we have 0.5 versus 0.5 there. 0.5 versus 0.5. 0.5 versus 0.5. So it's symmetrical about the mean. There are other properties, but for a hypothesis testing, the most important thing that you're supposed to know is this example here. Please mention their example. Example. If you allow me, I'll come and delete this. So ladies and gentlemen, if for example you are given an illustration here, you are told to consider the following probability distribution. Consider the following probability distribution. Whose mean is 10, and the standard deviation equals 7. Standard deviation equals 7. We are required, ladies and gentlemen, to calculate. You calculate the probability that X, calculate the probability that X will be more than, X will be more than 12. Calculate the probability that X will be more than 12. Calculate the probability that X will be more than 12. X will be more than 12. Now, those students of ours who are, of course, Muslims, once we reach that time when you're supposed to go for the evening prayers, please alert me, because I'm not so sure of the exact time. Alert me, we shall be able to give you like 5 minutes. Yeah, we shall be able to give you like 5 minutes. So they want us to calculate the probability that X will be more than 12. I would want us at this juncture to calculate this probability before we look at other probabilities. Let's calculate these. Now remember that a normal distribution is fully defined by two parameters. Whenever you see yourself being given two parameters, the mean and the standard deviation, then automatically you're working with the normal distribution. So our normal distribution looks like this. And it is defined fully by the mean U, which is 10, and then we have the standard deviation, which is what there somebody, which is 7. So we have the mean. Oh, you're deleting too fast before we finish. Sorry for that. Remember here it was the examiner wanted us to determine the probability that X will take more than 12. That X is more than 12. Probability that X is more than 12. It's prayer time. So I'll give you exactly how many minutes? 5. 5 minutes. Please check your time well. Thank you very much. Have my students here come back? The Muslim students, have they come back really? Have they come back? So as we give them like 2 minutes, I know they normally don't take 5 minutes to pray. I would want to basically look at something a little bit different. Actually, this is what I'll be doing during all our short break. During our short breaks, this is what I'll be doing. Is there anybody who has ever heard of pivot tables in Excel? Pivot tables in Excel. A pivot table. Is there anybody who has ever heard of a pivot table in Excel? Pivot like this. Somebody, yes or no? Is there somebody who has ever heard of pivot table before they come back? So the future will be yes. I have a star. Anyone else? I have Melissa. Yes. Who else? Only two. Lokai. Yes. Zamzam. Yes. It's like everybody. Yeah. I've just heard of it. Let me just test your skills of these pivot table. I have some document that I want to share with you here. So if you're given this kind of data, ladies and gentlemen, you're given this kind of data, it could be a data of a supermarket. So you can see they have given us, we have the products, fine, we have the volumes. There is a column here called the volume, which I would want to draw your attention to. This column called volume. This column here called volume. The way it is written here, the volumes here are not making any sense. So as a good student, as a good accountant, I would want to show my management, give them a table which will be making sense here, where volume will be making sense. So what I'll do, I'll come here and take, ladies and gentlemen, straight away, I'll come and take this. You go to insert. Sorry, go to insert. I have a table which is very low. So under insert, you'll be able to see the pivot tables here. So this pivot table, I'll click on the pivot table. Great. I can see my column there, but there is something here very small that I forgot. Some of these small concepts. So I have to highlight this. So to highlight, we have Control Shift, right arrow key, Control Shift. I want to highlight everything. So we have this highlighted, and then I should be able now to fix my pivot. So to fix my pivot, ladies and gentlemen, I'm okay now. I can see. I'll come and fix my pivot there. So in my pivot, do I want to do a new worksheet? Existing worksheet, I'll say okay. And existing. So you can see here, I have my fields here. The one that I would want to analyze is the volume. And this volume, I'll be interested in the value. So I'll drag it down to the values there. So once I'm there, I would want to get the total volume. Total volume, I'll come to this drop-down menu here, click on it. I'll be able to see here value field settings. So value field settings, you are able to see here what I want is the sum. So summation, you do like that, you say, okay, I'm able to see the volume which these people sold. The quantity sold in total is there, which does not make sense again. I would want this volume split into the years. So come into your fields again, drop the years. You can decide to make the years. In most cases, the years, we take them up there as columns. So you can see every year, 2011, I can see my volumes were really increasing, meaning that the marketing department was working very hard. But I would want to know how, for example, these volumes, ladies and gentlemen, are translating in terms of the number of products that we have. So in terms of product ranges, so I need to go back to my fields here, pick the product group or products here, come and pick them to straight away to the rows. So now I'm able to see, for example, the products that these guys have. Alcohol. So like alcohol, how is the consumption of alcohol here with time? So given this, I should be able now to even have bar charts, which will be able to show the trends, to know, for example, who in terms of marketing of this individual product is putting in a lot of efforts. So these pivot tables are very important. And what I'll be doing in every class that we have, I'll be taking like 2 minutes during break time to show you some of these important things that you're supposed to be using to advise your companies, So thank you very much. Allow us to come back to our QA class. Okay. I've just heard of it. Dan, thank you. Nimerudia twice, and I'm still getting 760. So that will be able to do. That will be able to do. Tuone kwa unapata 760. Perhaps there is something that you are not squaring. Okay. So that is during our break time, at least we've been able to see something very important, because I would want at the end of the day to produce professionals. People who are able to speak a language that once anyone else hears you talk about those kind of things, people will know that you are a real accountant at the workplace. That is what we would want people to know about you. So I'll be giving you snippets. Like now, that table that you have done, next time when I come over here, I'll be able to expand it into more things, many other ways here. For example, components. Even before I go to the components, first of all, I'll be able to show you how to do the charts, how to even do descriptions. For example, if you realize that there is a beverage which is not doing very well, how do you write a report on the same? How do you write a report on the same? Let's come back here. Remember here, they wanted us to give them the probability that X will be more than 12. X will be more than 12. So where is 12 here? If you look at this very keenly, this is the mean, the middle. 12 is somewhere here. This is our 12. Once I have my 12 here, what I'll do, because the one probability which is more than 12, I'll come and shade the right tail. More than 12. You shade the right tail. You shade the right tail. After you shade the right tail, the next thing will be for you to give us the Z score. So come and give us the Z score. The next step, katika ikaugari kamluya, come and give us the Z score. So could you kindly remind mwalimu the formula of getting Z score? Somebody will repeat. They want me to repeat. Okay, so perhaps it's the question which many students were not able to put down. Remember, they gave us, ladies and gentlemen, what here? We have a distribution. They have given us a distribution whose mean is 10. Standard deviation is what? 7. And then they need us, we are required to determine the probability, of random variable X being more than 12. Determine the probability of random variable X being more than 12. Eunice, this is just an example that I've formed myself. It's in the past paper. So X being more than 12. So this being a normal distribution, of which the examiner will always tell you which type of distribution he wants you to work with. This being a normal distribution, the first thing that I will do is to come and capture it in the form of this symmetrical bell-shaped diagram, where we have the mean at the middle, which is 10. And then we have the standard deviation that has been given there as what here? As 7. Standard deviation that has been given there are 7. So, ladies and gentlemen, they want us to determine the probability of X being more than 12. So where is 12 on this diagram? 12 is more than 10. So 12 will be on the right-hand side, which is here. This is 12. But remember, what you have done is to mark 12. And yet the examiner wants us to ascertain the probability of X being more than 12. So more than 12, what do we have? It is 12 more. So on the right-hand side like that. More than 12 like that. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment I have these settings, now I need to go to the next level, which basically will be to give them the Z score. And remember, for the Z score is where a good student was to give me the formula. Very good, Yusufu. Yusufu has that formula. The same case with loci. So Z, ladies and gentlemen, Z is supposed to be X x minus mu, x minus mu, x minus mu all over standard deviation. Please write down that formula. X minus mu all over standard deviation. X minus mu all over standard deviation. X minus mu all over standard deviation. So, ladies and gentlemen, where is our x? Our x is along here. Any figure that we have along here, other than the mean, is our x. So here we'll talk of x, which is 12, minus the mean, which is 10, all over the standard deviation that has been given for us. To us, standard deviation which is given to us, which is 7. Of course, as we move along, we realize, because of hypothesis testing, there is no examiner who will ever give you this standard deviation and the mean. You have to calculate them yourselves. So could you kindly give me this answer? Z will be equal to what? Somebody said will be equal to, Melissa gives me 12. I don't know how true that is. Oh, 12, I know that she was responding to the other question. So according to Zamzam, we're supposed to be getting 0.29. Remember, it has got to be 2 decimal places. It must be 2 decimal places. So our Z equals 0.29. Thank you, and thank you very much. Now, once you have Z score, ladies and gentlemen, now from there we need to go to our tables. These tables that you have there, the tables that you have there, you'll be given 2 tables. The examiner will always give you a table called student T, and another table called normal distribution, normal table. So could you kindly tell me whether you have already gotten those tables? Is there somebody who has already gotten the normal table? It must be somewhere there in your past papers. Normal table. I can see some saying yes. Yes, out of 27. That's quite a small number. Yes. Thank you very much. So in the normal table, I would want us to get the entry. In the normal table, I would want us to get the entry of this Z score. So the entry of this Z score, normal table, you'll be able to see a column that has got Z, 0.2, because I'm looking for 0.29. The first decimal is 0.2, which will be found under this column called Z. And then this other digit, I'll be able to pick it from there, 9. The second decimal place digit is normally gotten from the column title. So this is where we have the 0.29 meeting, intersecting. 0.29 intersect here. So whatever figure that we have here will be called the entry. So from that table of ours, what is the entry figure? I can see 0.1141, 0.1141, 0.1141, 0.1141, 0.1141. Those are very few students who are confirming that they have gotten that figure. I would want to get those figures here from many students. How many of us are able to get? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Those are 7 students, 8 students. They are 27, 9, 10, 10 out of 22. I'm not doing very well. Actually, it's 27 students. 27 students. But I'm able to see, ladies and gentlemen, most of them are able to get this. Most of them are able to get. Thank you very much. Remember, it is 0.29, and they've been able to get this. The entry that you guys have read is the entry between the 2 values that you subtracted. The entry between the 2 values that you subtracted. 12 and 10. This 12 and 10 there. 12 and 10 there. 12 and 10 there. So the one that you read from your table is the area between the 2 values that you subtracted. That is 0.1141. But you see, the examiner wants the shaded area. So how do I get the shaded area? To get the shaded area, there is one fact that I know. Ladies and gentlemen, the whole of this area is 0.5. The whole of this area is 0.5. The whole of this area is 0.5, and therefore, the probability The probability of more than 12. Probability of more than 12. Of more than 12 equals the shaded area, equals the shaded area, which will be 0.5 minus 0.1141. Which somebody has been able to subtract. Yes, thank you very much, Mary. Thank you very much, Lokai. So you're getting 0.3859. Thank you, and thank you very much. So I would want to give you one. You try. One. You try on your own. You try on your own. So still, we have exercise 2. Still, we have the mean being 10. The standard deviation is 7. But now they want us required to determine probability that x will be less than 15. Will be less than 15. Probability that x will be less than 15. Probability that x will be less than 15. Probability that x will be less than 15. Could you kindly try that for us? Probability that x will be less than 15. I'm giving you exactly 1 minute. You try that for me. So I'm waiting for the answer kindly. Yusuf gets 0.2612. We have Hussein 0.2612. Those are 2 students. Aha, Wycliffe gets the same. Edward the same. Thank you very much. Melissa the same. Melissa, you got 0.7612. There's quite some difference. I can see Lokai also coming with 0.76. So it means that the students who got the first figure, most of them are not correct. Grang has got 0.2612, which is not correct. They refuse that figure. We have refused that figure. We have rejected it. We have rejected that figure. Okay, so here we are. So the first thing that we need to do is to come and write, this camera is not very clear. We need to come and write the z-score equation. Z-score equation. So we have our z equation. We know that our z will be equal to x minus mu divided by standard deviation. So our x will be the 15. So remember, first of all, there is a diagram of ours. Don't forget this. U is 10. Standard deviation is 7. 15 is here. Less than 15. We need to shade off everything there because everything on the left-hand side is less. So if that is the case, then our x is 15, whereas our u, which is 10, divided by standard deviation, which is 7. So could you kindly give me this figure in terms of two decimal places? 3 minus 10 equals divided by 7. Please give me this z-score. Give me the z-score. So somebody is giving me loci 0.71. So here we have 0.71. Once I have 0.71, I need to come and write. So we have z is 0.71. Just give us the entry. Give us the entry. Entry from the z tables. Please just take a step of faith and get your z table out. Once you have your z table out, remember this z table, you'll be having a column of z there. Look for 0.7. And then we have here a second digit there, 1. So I want this figure that is at the intersection here, which someone has been able to give me, Nancy, 0.2612. So the entry is 0.26. But remember, the entry is always representing the area between the two values that you subtracted, between this 15 and 10. So this area that you have here is here, 0.26 what here, 12. And then you know that the other half area will be 0. What here, 0.5. The other half area will be 0.5. And since we want the probability, which is the total shaded area, then now we need to come and do what here, add the two values. So therefore, the probability which will be equal to the total shaded area will be 0.5 plus 0.2612, which will end up giving us 0.7612. So the last question that I'm giving you before we go to the T statistic, ladies and gentlemen, is this one here. The last one that I'm giving you is one more. I'm just giving you 1 minute to try finishing writing it up. And then you'll be able to advise us. So I want to give you one more, my great students. I want to give you one more question, where we are basically given the two. You is still 10, standard deviation is 7. But this time around, you are required to determine the probability that X will fall between, we have here 3 and 21. 3 and 21. So please try that out for us. Within a minute, you should be through. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we are saying that 3 is less than 10, so it has to be on the left-hand side. 21 is more than 10, it has to be on the right-hand side. It has to be on the right-hand side. So after that, now I'm going to have two z-scores because I have two x values. So the first z-score will be x minus, so 21 minus 10 divided by 7. So 21 minus 10 divided by 7, please give me an answer. 21 minus 10 equals, divided by 7, please give me an answer. So somebody is giving me 1.57. Thank you very much. So once I get this 1.57, I'll straight away get out my table and read the entry from my table, from my Z table. Z table is the normal table. So according to Lokai, we have 0.4418. 0.4418 like that. 0.4418. Go to the second Z score. The second Z score, Z2, will be 3. 3 minus 10. 3 minus 10 divided by 7. 3 minus 10 divided by 7. Now, whatever I will get here, this will be minus something. This will be minus 1. Minus 1.00. So it's minus 1.00. When I'm reading these on my tables, I'll always forget the negative. I'll always forget the negative. So come and give us the entry. Give us the entry of 1. Give us the entry of 1. So the entry of 1, according to Nancy, is 0.3413. Always you forget the negative. 0.3413. And then I'll be able to take these figures to my table. I know the first entry represents the area between these two values that are subtracted. So the first one is here, 0.4418. And then the second one, which is on the left-hand side, and that's why it's a negative, will be here, 0.3413. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I should be able to add the two to be able to get the total area. To be able to get the total area. To be able to get the total area. To be able to get the total area, which is the same as probability, I'll come and add the two. So probability here will be 0.3413 plus 0.4418 like that, which will end up giving us what figure? 0.7831. 0.7831, 0.7831. So please mention there, title, the T distribution. The T distribution. The T distribution. And I would want to run away so that at least this curfew does not get me right in town. So now, remember, it has now become, it's quite official that CASNEP will not be holding the exams. They're trying to put up infrastructure to hold the online classes, but I'm so sure that is quite far. So we are saying in terms of CASNEP, the year 2020, no exams. But come 2021, we shall be having multiple exams. Multiple exams because they could be like 4. Because we want to introduce what we call quarterly exam system. So what we want to do as a college, ladies and gentlemen, of course, we don't want to stop. There are quite a lot of uncertainties, but we don't want to stop from offering these classes. But now we have to reduce the intensity. Because why should we do so many sessions without really knowing when we'll be doing exams? So what we have done is basically to have it like all these subjects here, we shall be having how many sessions? 1 session a week. Like now QA will be held once a week, which will be on Sundays. And the Sunday now I've mastered my timetable. It will be on Sunday from 5 p.m., not 6. 5 p.m. all the way to what year? To 7. 5 p.m. to 7. And then, of course, the other classes now we will also be able to communicate to you how they will be handled. So 1 class per week, per week, per week. Is that good or bad? Somebody is good. You know, you guys are mature people. We need to talk. We need to talk and agree. Is that a good move or great? Great, yes. Yeah, very good. Instead of leaving you totally in the darkness at least once, and then of course we should be like doing like videos. Although I realized whenever I put even videos, you guys don't watch on YouTube. You guys don't watch because I can see very few viewers there. So I'll also be like now what I'll do, I'll compliment. I'll do one video on the tea distribution and see how many of us will be able to watch. How many of us will be able to watch? The other thing, ladies and gentlemen, during these uncertain times, please use whatever extra time we'll be having to hone skills which are required outside there. Like you saw during today's break time, I did something on what we call what here, pivot tables. I don't know whether you guys saw something. Is there anybody who was able to grasp something, however small? Are they important tools of analyzing data? Is there somebody who is able to understand anything? Or volumes are not the same? The videos are not the same as live class. Okay. Sumaya, I agree. But you see, coming really very important tool. Thank you very much. Very crucial out there. Thank you very much. So what I need to do, like now the pivot table that the one that I've done, what I need to do is to share that data with you. And then of course I share with you the video. And then immediately a good student should be able to do exactly what I did to come up with that table and even try to develop the table further. You develop the table further because there are so many aspects of the pivot table. So I want to be doing like 3 minutes videos and be sharing with you because what I know at the end of the day, I've taught so many students. I told you that time I taught Joshua Igara, the CEO of KCB. These are the kind of things that these guys knew. They knew how to analyze data very well and how to do public speaking. That is for presentation, and of course, how to write reports very well using the nevertheless, moreover, how do you move from this paragraph to this other paragraph? So please, when we talk, even when you call me, let's not be talking about QA alone. There are so many things that we can talk about. So many things that we can talk about, which by the time you guys will be clearing your CPAs, you should be top notch. People will be highly sought after. People who don't even apply for jobs. People in this case here who jobs will be coming for. Let me read your comments here. I was almost grasping something, but you were too fast on the pivot table. So perhaps I can repeat. But do I have the time? 7:49. But if I leave town at around 8:10, I'll be able to reach home well. So Yusufu, the May 2017 question 3. Yusufu, what about that question? What about that question of May 2017 question number 3? And again, remember for this advanced Excel, we have these weekend only classes. We have the weekend only classes of advanced Excel, although the one that I'll be doing for you will be basic. But if you want the advanced one, we have this weekend only classes for Excel, which will cost you 3,500 Kenya shillings, 3,500 Kenya shillings. And then, ladies and gentlemen, remember this. Already you have done the first class. We did the first class yesterday, but I have a video for that. So if you decide to join like today or you decide to join for next week, I should be able to give you those 2 lessons. Remember our pay bill. Pay bill is 402,956,9 like that. And then the account name is your name. Your name. There's some students who are asking me for a discount for this. So those students who are talking over a discount, ladies and gentlemen, they don't know what advanced Excel is. Advanced Excel outside, if you ask those students who say they know it, if they're trained by anyone, they must have paid not less than 80,000. Not less than 80,000. Not less than 80,000. Okay. Send us a video. I will do that. Zamzam is saying 500. No, Zamzam. Zamzam, honestly, you have not known the value of this advanced Excel. This 3,500, you will come to thank me. And you see, for us, we are accountants, not like very many teachers who are training advanced Excel outside, they were not accountants. For me, I'll be able to show you how do you create these pivot tables, for example, on year by year. How do you come up with ratios? How do you interpret them? How do you present them to your managers? So your managers can also know that they have a very powerful accountant. I paid the 4,000, or you paid 4,000, I'm the one in this case here who forgot something there, but we need to talk. We need to talk. My personal number is it 35 or 4,000? I'm not so sure. I'll be able to check. So you need to get in touch immediately, and then I'll be able to see whether there is a refund for something. Okay. Sawa sawa. It's very helpful. I've already started the class. You see, the student has already started the class. Actually, let me give them time to even go and start. The class is starting at exactly 8. So the students who are not in that class perhaps can be left behind a little bit. I show them how to do that pivot. It's a 2 minutes thing. The pivot is a 2 minutes thing. Sijakusikia mwalimu. Zamzam, you can call me. This is my number, and then I'll be able to check why you paid 4 and not 35. There are 2 programs at the same time, okay? Or iTax and online Excel. That is something that we need to work out. But I think iTax is supposed to be coming during the week. Now that we'll be having so many slots which will be free, we'll be able to, we should be able, ladies and gentlemen, to slot those classes in a way that they will not collide. Suma is asking those who are not ready yet, will you be having future classes? Yes, but the price, as Suma will not be this. The price will be, trust you me, it's just an introductory price. Or iTax will start after Excel. You see now Edward knows much better. Yeah, Edward knows this thing much better. iTax will start after. Great. So please give me 2 minutes. I come up with that Excel sheet. I'll need your email addresses, which I need to send this worksheet to you. Your email addresses, which you should be able to send to me through WhatsApp. So you must be the one doing the sharing, you find the explanation too. So next time do it now. Okay. And then they also want this data. So that email,